This is a review of the iFi Micro iDSD BL. This is a slightly adjusted, modified, upgraded version of the famous iDSD Micro, which I did a video of. It's very popular in the basshead community because it's very clean and it puts out a very enormous amount of power. And if you're a basshead, or if you listen to any but cans that are hard to drive, or power, clean power is something that goes hand in hand with the dynamics of music. Distortion in this hobby, which is personal audio, is much more likely to be caused by underpowering than by overpowering. There are very, very few people that listen at volumes where they're going to get distortion because they're overpowering stuff, unless they've got really cheap gear, or the amps are very cheap. Most of the distortion that I've heard through DAPs or other devices is because they were underpowered, and the specs might have matched the headphones or the IEMs, but it was really just enough on paper to do it. And in practice, it actually wasn't. So having a lot of clean power is very, very important. It's like money. You don't have to have a lot of it, but it's nice to have it. Power is like that when we're talking audio. You don't got to use it, but having a lot more turn on that dial feels very comfortable. It gives you room for future options of upgrade without having to upgrade your amplifier. So getting that out of the way. This is an amplifier and a DAC combo, so you've got both of them together. I personally can't get into strictly amps so much anymore because I don't want to stack multiple items, 2 things maximum, which means that if I'm going to run out of a phone, the thing that is stacked has got to be dual. It's got to have a DAC and it's got to have power. And there's not a lot of stuff that does that and does it well. Probably 20 to 30% of the people that use this device use it in a portable manner, and a lot of other people use it as desktop because it's that powerful, and it comes with all the stuff that you need to hook it up. There's drivers that work with Mac and Windows, and this can be your external sound card basically, except it's on super steroids, growth hormone. It's absolutely badass. When I did the original iDSD video, I said that these guys kind of fucked themselves because they made such a good thing that they don't really have a long way to go. There's not like this stage thing that you can do. And I kind of stick by that. The difference with this between the other one is the bass boost is a little more there. I thought the bass boost on the original was very, very subtle, but well done. This is perfect. I think this was done by a review by maybe Zeos, I think, who I sometimes follow. Disagree with him a lot of the time, but he was saying that the bass switch on this, when you turn this on, basically everything sounds awesome. It doesn't matter if it's already got an elevated bass slightly or if it's neutral plane, or everything seems to benefit from the bass switch on this, whereas the original iDSD, it was very subtle. Some people could get it, some people could not. Octaspeed, DSD 512. I'm very into DSD right now, so this is important. Double speed DXD. PCM 32-bit, 768 kilohertz USB DAC head amp. This has got 2 Texas Instrument Burr Brown DACs inside, and it can pretty much play anything. You are kind of future-proofed with this thing. I have a lot of DSD albums now, but there's still a lot. Led Zeppelin doesn't have any DSD versions yet, so this is prepping you for right now and for like the next 5 years when everything gets ported into DSD or DSF or DXD files. It's still a growing business. Take it out of the box. Typical presentation, if you're familiar with iFi, it's beautiful. One of the things about iFi is that they give you everything that you need to enjoy the item when you take it out of the box, except one thing, but I'm going to show you about that. This is I've taken this out before, so I've already got the jack inside. Take the device out. If anybody saw my video before on the internet, I actually wrapped my iFi in a black leather because it matched my phone. So I put the two together, and they got a black one. It matches perfectly. The back is very hard to read. This is like a NASCAR car. It's got all of the labels and stuff on it. It really was clear on the silver version, not as much on this one. It's got the highlights of the same things that they advertise on the box. The turbo mode, the ability for DSD, DXD, 3D switch, X bass, which is right here. You've got three switches on the side. One is power mode, and you've got three versions. You've got turbo, normal, and eco. Turbo is, I believe, about 4 volts, which there's a couple DAPs that are claiming 4 to 8 volts recently, and it's total bullshit because I've possessed them, and they don't do anything remotely close to what this thing does. Things that put out a lot of power need a little bit of room, and this is a big device because it puts out a shit ton of power, and it needs some room to do that. This for the SZ2000 and the JVC SZ series, which are the number one on the bass head list. If you're watching this in your bass head, or if you're in car audio and you got multiple amps and multiple drivers, this would be what you would want. If you're playing with the really bass, you're going to clip your amp if you don't have a lot of power. You really need something about like this. There is one other version, I believe, that has maybe a little bit more power, but this would be the one that I would pick, and I've not owned the other one. So there's 3 versions. There's turbo mode, which I leave turbo mode on for everything. I just adjust my gain to match whatever items I'm using. I don't lean on the gain switches. But basically what this is a gain switch. I don't use it that much. The other is polarity, plus or minus. This is something that you would play with your gear, and here if you heard some kind of a sonic difference, because you wouldn't know if your polarity was off or not. So you would check to see if there was any improvement and put it back where it sounds best. There is no better adjustment. You've got filters. You've got bit perfect. You've got standard, and you've got minimum phase. Holy crap, that's hard to read. If you got this in your hand and you're looking at it, it's not that bad. But I'm leaning over a camera trying to get a look at this, and it's not that easy to see. Filters, I've got this in bit perfect. They make some difference. There's some DACs that have embedded filters that seem to be more. I can catch it because I'm doing it real time, whereas this, it's a little bit. I leave it bit perfect. I've just gone that way. You've also got a switch down here. We can put this in preamp mode or direct mode. Finally, you've got IEM match, which is like a patent of theirs, and this can go into off or high and low. Basically, this would be high sensitivity and ultra sensitivity. So if you're playing with IEMs, you would use these. However, I don't. I don't play with this ever, even using IEMs. Sony's my EX1000s I think are 32 ohm impedance, and I use turbo. I turn this down, but it's there. Switches there on the side. On the front of the device, you've got your adapter. It comes like this, and then this is inside the box. I'm using this and listening to it, so it's in there. You've got your bass switch right here. This is your X bass. It's got a single adjustment. They've got another device that's about the same size that I believe is has to be plugged into a USB port. It's maybe the USB DAC. Not sure the name of the device. It has 3 adjustments, I believe. It's got a middle one and then another one. This one right here actually has one. It's on or it's off. Now, it's got a 3D effect where it will make the stage sound wider if you engage it or don't. I never use this. I really depend on my headgear for reference. So turning it's a DSP basically, and I'd rather not. So But there's people that love this, so this is not something that I would use. Even with the closed bass cans, I don't use it. It gives me because I used EQ and I do use a lot of stuff, it's giving me another layer of effects on top of what I'm already doing. EQ is basically DSP. You're altering the sound, and that means you're increasing the total harmonic distortion, which means your overall quality of sound is going to be degraded. Activating this on top of what I do as a bass head already, nah. I'll do this because I can go take a look at a chart of where exactly this is, and how much it's lifted. I can tell this is mostly. I think the original switch was more sub-bass focused, so you barely could pick it. This seems to be peaking higher, maybe 60 hertz, and carrying on a little longer. This is noticeable when you hit it. The other one was very, very subtle. This is subtle, but it's you expect when you hit a bass switch, it's going to do something. A lot of people used to hit the old one, say, it doesn't work. It does. It's just very subtle. You'll know with this one if it's on or not. Now, because people who watch my channel know that, number one, I'm a bass head, but I like classical music and I do like high quality sound. And I usually listen not out of my PC, but out of a Note 4 because I like a big screen, or something else, OTG. Now, in this box, let me take this out. You've got a lot of stuff. iFi has been famous for quite a while for providing pretty much all the stuff that you need to enjoy your audio life. You've got pouch. Put it on. It's actually got a hole if this is the same as the others. So I believe it is. It is. So that you can actually put it inside and still run a cable into it, or depending on which orientation it's at, you could run your headphone cable in and use this actually as a protective pouch. You've got the rubber bands. You've got an adapter. You've got USB cables. I actually made custom USB cables for my original iDSD because these are purple, but they come with the device. It's one of the few things on the market that actually comes with the USB cables, and they're not cheap crap junk ones. They're actually pretty good. And you've got this because I don't know. You got another package. Inside that, you've got little footies for the device. You've got a cable for connecting this to your PC. You can also charge using this. So basically it's a data or charging cable. You've got a mini to mini 3.5. Put that back in there. You got an optical tip. And those are your cables right there. Basically everything you need except for one thing, which is, this is the thing that, the message for you. And for iFi, there's a $5 thing. I always buy it. This one's made by Buffalo. This is a USB-A maybe to micro B. Maybe. I think that's what it is. You can PM me or leave a comment underneath this and ask me. What I need to do to use this with my phone is to be able to connect this and then run this into my phone, just like this. It's actually, it's very, very small. It doesn't have it's not a big ass cable that's going to get in my way. This is the same length as the Note 4, so I can just connect this just like this. So in the future, I would think maybe they might want to, buy this in bulk, like 10,000 of them, and get them for like, I don't know how much you could get, but when you buy stuff in bulk, you get it for a cheaper price. Buy a whole shit ton of these, and then include these with some packs, maybe. Call it the portable version or something, because I had to buy this twice. One of these didn't work because I bought not a Buffalo. I bought one from AliExpress, and it fucking sucked. Delayed my video. This video took forever, by the way, and I got no excuses, but this thing is critical for me because I listen with my phone, and my videos show that. This is what I use this for. I do not use this for a computer. So I need this. This has to be there, and it doesn't come with it. It comes with everything else. does not come with this, and it's very, very small, and it works perfectly, and it's portable. This is in fact portable. It's the same length as a Note 4. My Note 4 is charging right now, so I don't have it right here. So this is something that you would need to get. It's a $5 investment, and suddenly you're listening to dual DAC, a shit ton of power with any headphones that you want, any IEMs that you want, and you're not gonna ever think about power as a concern in your life, whatever you're pushing. It doesn't matter. This pushes T1s with exception, and those are fucking 600 ohm impedance, man. So this is a piece of kit that is coming around in an age where there's a lot of companies that are making stuff that are very cheap, and they're not that bad. So the crap gear out there is really pretty much, I don't run into it anymore, because a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing is actually pretty decent for the price. This has been around for a number of years, and this is made in England, and I'm in Japan, and usually buying stuff from England and America is fucking crazy. This is not bad. I can get this for about $600 in Japan, and it's well worth that. It's worth more than that, to be honest, with all the stuff it comes with and the quality of sound it puts out. Now, you want to know what the sound sounds like? I did a video for the Mojo, and for the Mojo, what I did like a paper demonstration. I compared these two devices. The detail of the Mojo seemed to be more multi-layered, though mid-centric, and I displayed that with pieces of paper. And the iDSD had a much wider presentation. This, because of the bass, gives a fuller body to the sound, and rounds it and polishes it out to perfection, in my opinion. And the stage, as with the original iDSD, is extremely wide. I listen to MA900s, EX1000s. My gear is wide by design, and I expect the stuff that I listen to, my sources, not to restrict me because they've got some kind of like a FiO E12 sound, or the X5 3rd Gen is not spacious. It's when they say something's warm, they're implying slightly pushed together frequency line, where there's a lot of stuff, and it might be crowding itself. This doesn't do that at all. This has got a very wide presentation, which matches my gear because it lets them be themselves. The MA900 shines with this thing. The X1000 shines with this thing. When you turn it on, it's got a click noise because of the volume on it or something. I can't quite explain it. People talk about it a lot. They said that this one's different and it doesn't do that. I do get that click sound, but I don't care. It plays all the files. Like I said, I've got DSD albums now, multi ones, and this plays them like a champ. It's got an enormous amount of power. If I need to do a bass demonstration video for somebody, this is the thing that I use, because it's going to push it to the point of distortion, and I need that room. And I don't want distortion by underpower. I need it by powering it over. So that's what this gives me. Do I recommend this thing? I've been recommending it for like 2 years. So this is the newer version, and of course I recommend it. I got to say thank you to Lawrence for spending, way too much time sending mails asking when this video is coming out, and I've already done bass demonstration videos, and I'll incorporate that into this video before I put it up, or I'll do an additional video with a bass demo of this. I don't think this thing's power is in question. Like I said, in the bass channel, this is the one we recommend. It used to be the E12 that was usurped by the KNC5, and then it was usurped by the iDSD Micro, and nothing's come along since then. They've talked about the Vorzug or whatever that's called. This is the one. If somebody comes in and says, I need more power, everybody in that thread wrecks this item. I do as well, so I got to thank Lawrence again for being patient. This is going to go wherever he tells me to send it to next. It's such an automatic thing quality-wise, and it's a known quantity, slightly fuller and with a more noticeable bass switch. It does everything. It is, if you listen via PC or if you listen via smartphone, it's a fantastic investment. For people that are interested in just a DAP and a one thing, you're not even watching this video probably. If you stack or use amps, you are. I recommend this highly. It is the newer version of the one that I rec already, so this is not like a new thing for people on my channel. This gets the rec, just like its original version did, which I wrecked the shit out of that thing. I wrecked the shit out of this. Fantastic thing that I would point out to iFi. This would be something you might want to put in there. No kidding. $5 and take it out of the box and people can plug it right into their phone. This would be a good one. I would recommend that. Thumbs up. Good stuff.